What's up, y'all? It's Monday. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Yes, come on, Rick Ross. He'll put you in a mood, baby. You would think you are a dope dealer, honey, with all the money, listening to Rick Ross. Shout out to Rick Ross this morning. Shout out to all the divas. What's up, y'all? Hope everybody had a great weekend. We down here, you know what it is. Real Housewives was unseen footages. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do, engage. And then you can leave a comment whenever you feel like it. Just tell me you stopped by. Say, hey, Erica, I'm here. What's up, girl? I just can't let you know I stopped by. You know, I'm down here. And then you can hit the bell notification twice till it has the little shiggities on the side. And then we can go through with it. Okay. So let's talk about Real Housewives. Let me turn the car off because it's not cold. It was hot this weekend. What did I do this weekend? Just watch some, TV, a little bit of TV here and there. Not much really. I said I was going to watch Little Fires Everywhere again because I really want to talk about it, but I'm trying to figure out how we should structure it. Should we talk about each character? Should we talk about the storyline? I mean, each character and their storyline. Should we talk about all of it together? Because we've all watched it, so it's unnecessary for us to break down each episode, right? Because we could just have a conversation about, ooh, girl, when this happened. So I'm thinking about it, and I'm really thinking about having I think a live conversation will be better for Little Fires Everywhere. And someone else made a suggestion too, which I think it was a great suggestion. I was already thinking that, like, okay, I think we should do a live. That way we can have a two-way conversation, an asynchronous two-way conversation, okay? A synchronous two-way conversation. I said asynchronous, huh? Ooh. Oh, anyway, so we are down here. I have an announcement to make. She has not had coffee in, what's today? Since the 24th. That's 3 days. I haven't had coffee and I haven't had meat. Now, I am not turning into no, she's not turning into no vegetarian, vegan, or whatever the hell. But she was just trying to, yes, I'm saying she was just trying to, I'm just trying to see where I am in terms of caffeine intake and stuff like that. I haven't had any headaches or anything like that, which is great because typically people have caffeine withdrawals. So I've just been doing my detox tea. I've been drinking teas and water, and that's it. And then I haven't had any meat since the 23rd. So it's only been 4 days, but I'm trying to do it to the end of the month. I said I wasn't going to tell y'all, but I run my mouth, so here I am. So Real Housewives of Atlanta last night showed some clips. So we're going to put that in with other topics that came up over the weekend. I did watch Armand's video about Tommie and the statement that she made. I did see T.S. Madison's statement. I heard Rodney's statement. I heard other people saying how they didn't understand or they didn't know, right? Which is normal. What we don't know what we don't know until we know it, okay? And then once we know it, then we decide on how we gonna, handle the situation. So the only thing that stood out to me was that, and if you don't know, Tommie from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, she was suspended for what, I don't know what she was suspended for. I can't really say. I'm not going to even say because I don't really know. But she's making a comment, like we all do, about a situation that did not involve her, okay? And the situation included, and I don't even, it's irrelevant what the situation was in terms of who was involved in the other situation, but there was a situation between a gay man and a straight, well, I guess she might be bi, I don't know, she might be bi for pay, but she's straight. Alexis Sky, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Alexis Sky and somebody else, I guess her hairdresser, some gay accessory You know, like a lot of straight women in the music, entertainment, reality industry, they have gay accessories. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. They have gay men around them, making them look great. But then behind closed doors or to their face when it's mad day, they're calling them F words, punks, and sissies. Okay? So Tommie decides that she is going to have an opinion about the situation, and I guess the dude who is gay aired her out and aired Alexis out. So Tommie comes back and she says, if any of my punks ever disrespected me or there's no loyalty or whatever, then somebody said in the comments, y'all just gonna let her call y'all punks? And she came back and said it's better than F-A-G-G-O-T-S. Girl, what? Are you serious right now? Yeah, she's absolutely serious. And let me tell you one thing. And like Madison, everybody who belongs to the community, y'all know I do not belong to the community. I might be an honorary child, okay, of the community, but I am cisgender heterosexual. Okay? And I know it's hard for me to make friends. It is legitimately hard for me to befriend black women because there's an underlying latent anti-gay perspective and ideologies and opinions and beliefs and thoughts that come with that. And my views, and it's a very big part of my life, it doesn't align with that. So it's hard for me to befriend anyone who has these views that, what's wrong with my glasses? These views that don't fall in line with my views. And this is something major. This is not something like, oh girl, you a vegan, I eat meat, you know. No, it's something that causes people harm and death, and you know what I'm saying? So I can't align with that, and I don't have time to teach you, okay? I don't have time to teach you. Let somebody else teach you. I talk as much as here, but don't nobody have time to teach people who are committed to misunderstanding anyways. So first of all, I would like to say this. The word punk has never been expressed as a term of endearment to anyone. Not where I'm from. I'm from Southern California. I've lived in Georgia. I never heard it down there. I've never heard people refer to someone as in a term of endearment as a sissy, as a punk, or F word. Never in my life. Never. In my experience, when another person of the community uses the F word, they are using it in a derogatory, demeaning way towards another. They may call each other that. You understand what I'm saying? And it's used in that way. It's never used in a term of endearment. Punk, never. Somebody is a punk so for me, I've always heard punk be aligned with sissy. You a punk, that means that you a little sissified, right? And that means that you might be, we don't know, but you exude some feminine qualities. We don't know, he might be a punk. That's how it's written, right? Nothing positive about that. Another way we use punk is to call somebody a punk. Like you are, I don't know, I don't even understand how other way to say it, but you a punk. And that means like you are weak, you sorry, you tired, you a punk. That's how I've always used it. Punk ass nigga, bitch ass nigga. That's how we use, I've never heard anybody say put ownership on it, number one, and number two, use the word punk after showing ownership. My punks. So then there was an idea that maybe these women are using words that are derogatory in nature to another community because they feel that the word fish, yes, we are here again, the word fish is used that way. And Armand said it best, Rodney said it best, the girls who are offended by that and in turn feel like, well, if you can say fish, I can say punk, right? But if you understood the word fish, you would understand that it is used as a term of endearment, as a term of approval, as a term of empowerment as a term of applause and acknowledge that you are doing something wonderful and great and it's good, right? It's not in that community used in a way to demean women in the same way that straight people use the word to say that a woman's feminine hygiene is lacking. And a lot of the times it is used to just degrade a woman with a man not even knowing, or a woman not even knowing the fragrance, aroma, or scent of a woman's vagina, because they know that no woman wants to go around smelling like mercury. Okay? So when you get into inside of the gay community where you are using gay people as accessories, now you are hearing lingo and slang, and you hear fish and you're like, wait, where I'm from, fish is used to degrade, demean me, and oppress me. So how come I can't call y'all punks? So now when I nobody has ever said my punks. Nobody is claiming a punk. You understand me? Because a punk, from my perspective, two ways. You can use it to use it as a derogatory word towards a gay person, or you could use it towards a straight person to say they ain't shit. You a punk. So it's never was meant to say, oh my God, I love you so much, you know, you my nigga, or you my bitch, like that. Now, I know there's going to be people in the comments say, I don't like any words, da 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 da. Words mean things. And behind the word, there is intent and tone and delivery. My punks now, Armand and I think Rodney said they weren't offended by my punks, but then she got her butt down in the comments and said, it's better than saying the F word. So that's letting you know that I really wanted to call you a F word, but I know that I might look crazy if I say it, so I'm going to use the next derogatory word. It's out of order and it's out of line, and it doesn't mean the same as fish. It's not a derogatory word in that community. But when you try to get within that community and start using slang and tea and shade and all of this stuff, when you start using that and you feel like you think it's okay, no, you've misstepped. That was a gross misstep, but also an indication on how she feels. If at any moment the person that you are no longer in a mutually beneficial relationship with, you fall out, and they start calling you derogatory words, they were never your friend, and they always thought of you that way. If I fell out with a friend of mine who is non-black and they start calling me a nigga, even women know amongst each other. We know when you calling me a bitch, I know what the intent is. I know you calling me a bitch is you want to fight, or bitch, I'm your home girl. But I have never heard the word punk with my in front of it. Nobody wants to claim a punk. Do you understand what I'm saying? In the use of the word. So it's, once again, letting you know, and just like Armand and Rodney said, shout out to Rodney the voice, half of the women who are offended, like Magilla Gorilla, Auntie Gary, bitch, you're never giving fish. Ever. And you can't retort by saying, I'm a real woman. That don't have nothing to do with it. You a real woman and you still ain't giving femininity out here. You still look like a big, thick neck, hot dog neck, big sausage finger mess. You're not giving us femininity, girl. I'm just letting you know. You will never be called fish from that community anyway. So you don't have, if you want to be offended, you can, but guarantee nobody will ever call you that, sweetheart. Nobody. So you ain't got to worry about it. But punk and the F word and sissy, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And it just proves to me that it's just to me another confirmation, I should say. Anyways, I spent too much time on that. But I did want to talk about, I tried to watch Black AF, the Kenya Barris situation comedy. I guess it's a situation comedy, but it's giving me Curb Your Enthusiasm, where it's kind of mixing real life and fiction, but it's not really real life. I don't know how to describe that type of comedy, but it is very much so like a Curb Your Enthusiasm. And a lot of the jokes were geared to explaining, first of all, at the base, what is being, or what does black as fuck mean to you? How do you define it? Because I bet you could put 10 black folks in a room and ask them, what does black as fuck mean to you? And I bet you will get half of the room saying something else than the other half, or either each person saying something different, because the word, we know that it is used interchangeably, and it's been used to describe, and it's being used to describe an ethnicity, then also a color, then also a complexion, then also an experience. So it's multifaceted. It is a kaleidoscope of meanings, because you cannot tell one black person that their experience is not as valid as another black person's experience. Now, Kenya Barris, his family is well off, and I don't know that people are the family in the video, in the sitcom, I don't know if people who are watching it and have an issue with the family dynamic, their black experience doesn't look like that, so they can't identify. Right? And that's okay. But the jokes, the way that it's written, Rashida Jones normally is funny to me. She was not funny. The children, bad actors. Sorry, kids. Y'all bad. And everybody's light skinned. Now, Kenya says this is the way my family looks. And yes, and people want representation. But let me tell you something about representation. Every time I have a movie or a video, I cannot represent everyone at the same time. And give you the story that I want to give you, the story that I created and I want to share. If the story that I created and the story that I want to share does not include someone that looks like you, it's okay. That does not mean that you're not represented. That does not mean that you're less than. That doesn't mean anything. It just means in this story, your representation was not there. And it may not even call for it. If we get to a place where we feel like we just have to have the token, just to make you niggas happy, let's put a black person in the cast. Just to make you niggas happy, let's put a black, dark-skinned woman in the cast. Just to make these people happy, even though it has nothing to do with the story. So you can't get into a place where we're telling other people how to tell their stories. Now, Kenya Barris, we have seen all of his shows, and everybody has critiques of his shows. But that does not mean he doesn't have a right to tell his story. He doesn't have a right. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have a right to tell what his black ass experience is. It doesn't mean that. I like the wardrobe styling. I love the styling. I love the Gucci placement. I love that. It's just not my type of comedy. I do like Curb Your Enthusiasm. So let me straighten that out. But I could see where they were trying to go with what they were doing, but it's not something that I find funny. I think that people who would watch this are probably people who date black folks, right? Women who date black men, men who date white women, interracial people. I think it's good for people like white folks to look at it and be like, oh, okay, is that what thought means? Because it's like they're taking slang, using it in the story, and then defining it almost to explain to the viewer. Because let me tell you something, if you created a show for black people and you would never have to explain what these words mean. You might, That was an assumption. You might, because not everybody is up on slang and hip on colloquialisms and things like that we use in our community. So that's not true. But a lot of the times we have an unwritten language, and we can communicate with each other without talking. And we can if we could sit down and watch a television show that is geared towards Black people, all of the things that they're explaining in their story wouldn't need to be there. So it's being explained for someone who doesn't understand or doesn't have access. So I think that's what Black AF, I think that's what the goal, that appears to be the goal to me. I'm not sure, but that's what it looks like to me. What else did I want to say? Yeah, I said it's a mix of reality and fiction. How do you define Black AF? I saw that the Grapevine did a panel on it. I really wanted everyone in the panel to define what Black as fuck means to them. And then like saying there should be no light-skinned people in Black as fuck. So to me, like, everybody looks at the word from different lenses. Some people look at it saying Black as fuck means you're dark complected. Black as fuck mean like, oh well, this is your culture and this is your experience. That shit is Black as fuck. That's some shit some Black people would do. That's Black as fuck. Right? Then there's some people and then there's a whole group of people that be like, don't call me Black at all. At all, honey. So it's I don't think it's for us. I just don't think it's for us. Yeah, they define thought. They were talking about tummy teas and waist trainers and Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that was it. It was, and they got a little kid on there, a couple little kids on there, little light-skinned kids with curly hair. Everybody's light-skinned with curly hair. It's no dark-skinned child, and that's what his family looks like, and some people's families look like that. And that's all that it is. So Real Housewives of Atlanta, real quick. So that's it for that, y'all. So I'm going to come back and we're going to do Real Housewives of Atlanta real quick because I have a few minutes to do that, all right? So take care of each other, protect your energy, and we'll be right back. Peace.